What's going on, guys? So the team that I made yesterday, I have running over here on the live server. It's done 10 runs successfully, so it's awesome. I've been enjoying it. However, I realize that not everybody's enjoying it equally. So looking through the comments, and somebody messaged me this morning on Discord, I'm seeing Geo gives burn on Kaja, Geo 267, Maneater 263. We have another comment saying the same thing. Geo is targeting Kaja, 268 speed. What's going on here? Well, first up, if you have any questions and you need help with this team, don't hesitate to join the Discord. I'll leave a link down below. You can ask your question in the general chat section or the PvE place. Either one. The general chat's probably going to be the best place. That's usually where I look. But if I'm around, I'll try to help you out. If not, you can just solve it yourself. At least the issue that the viewer this morning who messaged me was having. So I tried to replicate it the best way I could. I used Tshirt, and this actually, no, I used Maneater because my Tshirt doesn't have supersonic pieces, but I used Maneater in this spot. I even tried a Helicath, and actually come to find out, block damage does work. I'll get into the details of that in a little while. I want to troubleshoot this first and probably most popular issue though. So my Geomancer, I'll show you guys the speeds real quick. I also have some information as far as climbing stages if you guys want to stick around for that as well. Also, guys, subscribe to the channel. We're very close to 30,000 subscribers. So this Geo's 268, Helicath is 262, very similar speeds to what that other viewer had mentioned. But let's jump in here and see what actually happens. So everything's going to look the same. We have our 5 shield buffs there. Inquisitor Shamil, doesn't matter if he dies. Matter of fact, I've changed my opinion a little bit. I'm actually going to let him die because if he dies, it's okay. As long as he cleanses those fears, it's all okay. Now, the Geomancer's about to take his turn. Well, here's his turn. Who's he going to target? He targets the Kaja. What's going on there? Why in the world is he targeting Kaja? Tyraku is lying to me and giving me scam teams. Nobody's accused me of that. But some of you probably were thinking that. I'd be thinking the same thing. But the issue here is that there's not 2 shield sets. Now, that viewer didn't have a bolster set, which is actually okay. I didn't realize that. You don't need bolster, but you do need 2 shield sets. For whatever reason, the game is coded, or the boss is programmed in a way that even though you only have 1 shield buff, it counts it as 2 if you have 2 shield sets. So in this case, my Helicath is in a 4-piece shield set, and my Inquisitor Shamil is in a 4-piece shield set. They both place the 5 buffs. The boss gets its total of 10 buffs on our team and is now going to take a turn right after Kaja. So Kaja went, the boss took a turn instantly. So now, Geomancer, after being boosted by Inquisitor Shamil, is going to get a turn when Kaja's turn meter is very low, and he's going to cast the HP burn on the boss. So if you don't have 2 shield sets, your runs are going to be ruined. Now you'll see here that I do have Helicath in the team. No problem. We have Newt and Husk in the team to tank those hits. But if you just ran the previous version with Cold Heart, that's no problem either. But I would recommend using Maneater or an unkillable champion, whoever it is, just because the damage being reflected from Cupidus is going to be higher if you're using an unkillable versus a block damage. So that's the answer to the first question. If you're having troubles, if your Maneater is the exact same speed, if your Geomancer is the exact same speed as mine, but you're targeting the Kaja, you don't have 2 shield sets. A shield set plus a bolster set is fine. The difference is that with 2 shield sets, it's going to be stripped by the boss. So you need to make sure that you have survivable damage dealers. The damage dealers' speeds don't really matter. I've ran it as low as 190. As long as they get a turn, they're going to be okay. You can run them pretty fast. It's okay. As long as you don't have supersonic or anything weird on them, they're going to be fine. Relentless is even okay. The damage dealer speeds are kind of irrelevant. The only 2 champion speeds and sets that, well, we need to have 2 shield sets, and then the speeds on Helicath and Geomancer, or block damage / unkillable champion and Geomancer, need to be specific, and your unkillable / block damage champion has to have 4 pieces of supersonic. Now, that was another issue. Some players couldn't meet that requirement. If your Helicath, for example, doesn't have 2 pieces of supersonic accessories, that's okay. Just take this shield set off of him, throw it on maybe your Husk, maybe your, you could throw it on your Geomancer. That'd be okay if you get enough accuracy and speed as well. You could throw in your Geomancer, but get the 4 pieces of supersonic. If you don't have 4 pieces of supersonic, you need to farm Curse City. It's a great idea to do anyways. So farm that, get your 4-piece supersonic, and you're going to be good to go. Now, let's look through the other questions that were being brought up. One that was brought up quite a bit is climbing from lower stages up to stage 30. So stage 28 is the first time a Cupidus and Venus appear. This commenter, though, explained how he climbed up until that point, essentially. Early levels, he used 2 crowd control champions, Noel, Freeze, plus Warlord Lockout, plus Elatrion, block Fear, or the Fear block with the block debuffs that's unremovable. Artak to burn the queen down. At 30, Kaja needs to be controlled or she will cleanse Geo and Artak's burns. So basically, if you're climbing up the stages, controlling from any freeze, Yakarl is a free champion who does an irresistible freeze. I have a lot of different options there as far as the control stuff goes. And then HP burn is really going to be the best way you can approach this. Now, once you get to stage 28, you can start using this team. You just got to adjust the speeds of the man-eaters slightly. So I went ahead and did a breakdown right here. I need to draw the giveaway winners probably after this video, so stay tuned for that. But climbing, Geo can be 267 speed without an issue. I actually ran Geo earlier at 274 and it was fine as well. But when climbing the stages, 267, that's kind of the sweet spot. Just stick to 267, under 270, and your Geo should have no issues whatsoever. Too fast, and your Geomancer will target incorrectly. He'll get a turn before the boss does, and then it'll just be pretty poor, or he'll target Timid, so don't make him too fast. 267 can take you from stage 28 up to stage 30 without changing any of the gear. But if you are noticing it incorrectly on stage 28 and 29, just click the boss manually. You only got to do it one time. So for stage 28, if your unkillable / block damage champion is 252 to 256, it's going to be perfect. For stage 29, 257 to 261, and in stage 30, 262 to 266 speed. Your requirements are 2 shield sets, buffs required to boost the boss. You have to have 2 shield sets. It could be a shield plus a bolster. It could be probably 2 bolsters. It could be 2 shield sets. Bolster, you don't have to have as tanky champions. Shield sets, you got to be tanky. And then 4-piece supersonic on unkillable / block damage champion. Let me go to stage 28 real quick and show you guys how this works. I got to re-gear some of these champions though. So come in here, the Cold Hearts. I stripped some gear off of them, unfortunately. We'll put this gear back on her. Speeds, I don't care what they are, honestly. For this Maneater, this is number 1 Maneater. Number 2 Maneater, I think, was the one. Actually, no. Number 1 Maneater. This one right here, the preset manager, this is stage 30. I don't know why I did that. I guess the other Maneater has the other presets of stage 28. No bolster. Apparently, I didn't save the stage 28 speeds. Don't know why I didn't do that. Okay, for some reason, I didn't save the presets on the other thing. So stage 28, maybe it's the only thing I needed. 253, is that correct? Okay, yeah, 253 is fine. I guess I just did the accessories. No problem. So stage 28, Geomancer is the exact same speed as he was before. We have bolster set on this Maneater. Inquisitor Shemel is left in his shield set. And with Inquisitor Shemel, you'll actually notice that I dropped off all the accessories from him because I actually don't want him to survive anymore. Somebody brought the, I guess, idea to me in the comment section saying that they actually let their Inquisitor Shemel die and it actually speeds the run up. Because of his counterattack shenanigans, he's slowing the run down. But if you just let him die, it's going to speed the run up. And you can also use an Emic instead of Maneater because he's not going to be there to counterattack anyways. That slow counterattack animation really ruins things, honestly. As far as speed runs, it's fine if you want to make him really tanky and you need the bigger bolster set. But if you don't need that, then just leave him where he's at. He's going to be okay. Just make him pretty squishy with the shield set. You just need the buffs. You don't necessarily need to survive, but you do need the buffs. The buffs are required to get the boss to take that extra turn. I believe that's probably why 90% of people who are having the Geomancer target the Kaja is why that issue is happening. Is because you don't have the 2 shield sets on your team. Now I want to scroll through here and answer any more questions that are going on. We have this one. This guy right here. I use Defender and Bulwark Masters on Emic and it ensures 100% survivability. Another very good point to be made. Actually, throw it on Inquisitor Shemel. Is that what he said? Yeah, if you throw it on Inquisitor Shemel will just die, which is awesome to me. I love just letting Inquisitor Shemel pass and not have to worry about him and doing his shenanigans. Actually, I'll throw in Emic in here because he is very good for this as well. Matter of fact, I'm going to go rebuild my team on the main server to get a little bit faster run. Matter of fact, may I check out how fast that's going in just a moment. 266 speed. Let's check this. Take a screenshot of this, guys, if you want. I'll move my head so you don't get me in this. There you go. Take a screenshot. That's all the speed you need. All the information. Actually, let's do Geo. Let's throw him. Actually, Geo's right there. 267 speed. Excellent. So now I'll actually throw in recently used. Also, make sure that you don't have any masteries that are boosting your turn meter when being hit. I messed up with Helicath before. Cycle of Revenge, I believe it is. If you're hit with a crit, it boosts your turn meter by like 50% or something. I forget what it is exactly. But that is no good. You don't want that. You boost your turn meter, you ruin the run, basically. So if you're having just like random fails, or maybe if you're actually, most other masteries shouldn't affect it, like turn meter boosting masteries if your debuff falls off or if your buff falls off, because Geomancer's buffs shouldn't be dropped. I can't find Wallmaster. It's okay though. We'll just go Cold Heart. Cold Heart's fine. Geomancer, of course, is going to speed this up. Like, Marius is going to be even faster than Geo because he doesn't move to the boss. A champion who's hitting from their position is going to be better. Now, I actually don't have a bolster set there because I had 2 shield sets. It's unfortunate. So Cold Heart's definitely going to die here, but I don't really care if she does. Inquisitor Schmill died. He's not really needed. Immic, however, is needed. He does get his turn. I'm kind of curious to see if this even succeeds, honestly. It may. If it does, it's kind of cool. Maybe we only need 1 max HP champion. Granted, Newt is kind of like 3 max HP champions with that triple hitter. This may be okay, honestly. So the Cupidus is doing his counterattacks. Like I said, with Unkillable, we're getting the damage through. So we're actually taking those hits. Versus with the block damage, we're just doing War Master counters. Now, he should have opened with the... He should have done the A1 there, and that may have actually made it successful. But let's go ahead and get... Let's not do that. Did we get a defeat over here? No, it finished the 20 battles. So 20 battles done, 800 energy used, no fails. Very cool stuff. Now, with this team, let's go ahead and drop her, get a Husk in here, just for the... Actually, no, he's not even built. What the heck? What's going on here? Okay. Immic, I don't have him in the... Yeah, he's not in the bolster set. He's in the shield set. Put him in bolster. Makes it easier, of course. I mean, it's not going to be stripped. But either one's okay. 268, is that acceptable? I don't think it is. 266, yeah. Not acceptable speeds there, Immic. Not acceptable speeds. It's going to be before the Venus, basically. I'll go before the Venus, and she'll just strip the Unkillable. That's not what I want. I do need Supersonic, though, don't I? So since we're on the test server, we'll just take this up to 10 or 16. Easy. Get a roll there. 62 to 66. 60. We'll do a 5-star glyph. Maybe get a +4 or +2. It's fine. 2 is fine, but 5 is better. Not really. It doesn't make actually any difference whatsoever. But we'll jump in here now and see how this plays out. So being in the bolster, nobody's going to die. Everybody's going to be fine. Honestly, though, Inquisitor Shemel, don't really want him to survive. I kind of want him to die, which is why he now has the masteries of the Bulwark plus the other mastery that makes him take 20% of the first hit's damage, which he didn't get hit by Venus this time, so he didn't die. But I will definitely make him squishier on the live server because I have no reason to keep him to be super tanky. Husk took a turn. That's fine. Extra turn from Relentless. Not a problem. He'll die here soon. Like I said, not an issue at all. Geomancer, though, is going to be using that A3 again if Immic resets it. I really want the A1 going off instead of the A3. Like, he should be using the A1 here again, basically. But he's not. Not a huge deal here because this team's going to be fine. We're going to have extra damage because of Newt. If you're using Cold Hearts and stuff, that A1's more important from Geomancer. Maybe I guess I have the A3 set to #1 priority. If you're using Immic, it's actually probably best to just, probably just open with this and then don't worry about using it again. Probably just open and then don't use so that even if Immic resets him, because if he doesn't land it the first time, it's probably just going to be a fail. You really can't do much to recover from that. So those should be all the questions that were asked here. Could I use Sir Nick? Yes, you definitely can. What speed DPS need to be? No specific speed, just, if they fail, if they're too slow, they're just not going to get a turn, but it's going to be very difficult to be too slow, especially if you're just using those single max HP hit. If your DPS champions have a AoE hit like a Cold Heart, where it's a max HP hit plus the A2, which is AoE, make them fast enough to at least go twice, which 200 speed should be fine. Place 1 Cold Heart and 1 mandatory shield set with Sulfurion? No, you have to have 2 mandatory shield sets. Then we can replace Inquisitor with any other debuff cleanser. No, he is here because of the increased turn meter from the passive. When he cleanses the fear, he boosts the leader's turn meter. That's why he's there. You have to have supersonic set. You can't just make him fast because he is not, unless there's like a specific speed, but it's going to be much faster than where we're at currently. But I'm pretty sure the boss is speed tuned. The only reason why this works is because we're cutting in on that speed tune. The boss is speed tuned with the other team, just like in the arena. If your Arbiter is speed tuned with everybody else in your team, the only way the enemy can cut in is if they manipulate those speeds a little bit. So if they get turn meter boost based on your buffs, if they lower your speed based on your buffs, that's the only way you can interrupt that. So that's what I have here. Now maybe if you had like a high temporal chain, is that what it's called? If you had a high blessing of that, you could possibly just run a different speed, because temporal chains will reduce your turn meter based on active buffs. So that may work. I don't know what the speed would be for that. Supersonic is just the easiest one to do. On the team with Emic, yeah, this is a good idea. You solved it by removing HP and defense from Shemel. Timic kills him, and this speeds up the time a lot. I love that. So, a lot of option, guys. Any unkillable, any block damage. With block damage, you just need more max HP hits because you're relying solely on Geomancer's War Master casts or reflex. And then if you use double shield sets, you need more tanky support or more tanky damage dealers. You can't go the squishy cold hearts, but if you have a bolster, it doesn't even need to be a good bolster, it just needs to be a bolster plus a shield set, and you're gonna be fine. 2 shield sets, supersonic, unkillable block damage. Make sure your speeds are right. That should answer all the questions. If you guys have any more, like I said, don't hesitate to join the Discord. All right, guys. Thank y'all very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.